script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackle for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
43 yards on the punt, return of 4. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. We've already punched 2 tickets to the championship round this weekend. We'll get back to you guys and punch a 3rd in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC divisional round game. And it's the Tennessee Titans who are moving on to the next round, as they were able to eliminate the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, in our game, we've got 1 half remaining to find out who goes on to the AFC title game. And to bring it all to you, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This will be fielded at the 8, and he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40, past the 20, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there, saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
Probably the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season, got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Watson. A bootleg. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well to get a few stops.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Watson on first down. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans cut into that lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll take this one down to the 36. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. Now a carry here for their fullback. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Dancing to his left. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City, as his guys are in for 6. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Watson looks to throw again. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Gold with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. This will be fielded at the 6. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson, and he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Watson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll try and run with their fullback. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd and 9, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's Hill on the return. Not a big deal on that one. Just your everyday 67-yard punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here. Comes Kansas City. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now this one complete to Robert Foster. A good pickup there, 8 yards up. The first down completion.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard
line. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike, check 55, Mike. Watch the pass.
Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. Escaping the pressure. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble.
Check 9, check 9.
2nd and 5 now. Watson, and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. From the gun, here's Watson. Now a desperation throw deep down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be 1 kneel and then handshakes.
41 Mike, 41 Mike.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. And they're moving on to the...
And to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Kansas City.
Let's hit the post-game tailgates and grab some of that barbecue.
Yeah, BBQ.